Breathing in, breathing out, breathing in, breathing out. I am blooming as a flower. I am fresh as the dew. I am solid as a mountain. I am firm as the earth. I am free. Breathing in, breathing out, breathing in, breathing out. I am water reflecting what is real, what is true. And I feel there is space deep inside of me. I am free, I am free, I am free. I am free, I am free, I am free. Breathing in, breathing out, breathing in, breathing out. I am blooming as a flower. I am fresh as the dew. I am solid as a mountain. I am firm as the earth. I am free. Breathing in, breathing out, breathing in, breathing out. I am water reflecting what is real, what is true. And I feel there is space deep inside of me. I am free, I am free, I am free. I am free, I am free, I am free. I am free, I am free, I am free. Thank you. I hope it's okay. Thank you, dear brothers. We can keep the chairs over there. Yeah.
Thank you so much for this beautiful offering. So, having touched a little bit more freshness, a little bit more solidity, maybe a little bit more ease and calm, and a little bit more space, we can enjoy 3 sounds of the bell. And as we listen to these 3 sounds of the bell, one of the challenges is to not think that the sound of the bell is exactly outside of us. It is also happening inside of us. Those vibrations are coming in, and our whole consciousness is having an experience with the sound of the bell. And the sound of the bell will mean something different to each of us. And that's why we say that the bell master invites the bell to sound. And we, as the listener, we kind of exercise our agency and freedom to receive that sound of the bell in a way that is meaningful for us. We may like to think of this bell as the sound of the earth in all of these metals. I think it's a bronze bell, so there is rock and earth, that is singing to us in this sound. And that rock and earth, it has its voice. Every bell has a different sound. And as we receive that sound of our bell into our consciousness, the cells of our body that receive that sound, can we allow it to be what we want it to be? Permission to relax, to rest, to stop. Permission to be free. We have nothing to do and nowhere to go as we enjoy these sounds of the bell. And this is quite, it's a creative act to listen to the sound of the bell in our own way. In Plum Village, as we learned yesterday already, and in our first hours of being here, listening to the sound of the bell is a chance to fully stop. Stop what? I think for many of us, there's a lot of kind of running in our daily life because that running is there in our society. And so having a chance to stop running is a great act of liberation. We have nothing to do, nowhere to go. And as we stop fully with the sound of the bell, we are stopping our speaking or our acting. Say we're around the Hamlet or something. And also it's an invitation even to stop our thinking. And this is quite an interesting challenge because how do you stop our thinking? We can't think about stopping our thinking. And the trick is to feel our whole body as the bell is invited, whether it's the activity bell or that clock in the dining hall or the great temple bell. We feel our body there, like if we're standing, we feel our feet on the ground. If we're sitting, we feel our body on the cushion. And we become aware of our breathing. And you'll have heard there's a kind of wake-up sound before we hear the sound of the bell. And actually that's a little, I guess it's a kind of alert. It's like, prepare yourselves. A sound of the bell is coming. And the bell master will breathe in and out, a whole in-breath and out-breath before inviting the full sound of the bell. And that gives us a chance to go from our head and our thinking and our talking or our distraction to go directly, what can I feel in my body? And the first thing we want to be able to feel in our body is our breathing. Am I breathing in or out at the moment? Is my breath long or short? And we kind of take our mind and we follow an in-breath, a whole length of it, And then as it turns around and becomes the out breath, we keep our attention on our breathing. And this is a very powerful action that has many benefits. Our teacher would say that coming back to our breathing with the sound of the bell is enough to touch a moment of awakening. In Plum Village, we don't say you have to, practice 100,000 hours or get to the age of 60 or 80 before you can touch awakening. One sound of the bell is enough. We have a poem that we also heard here in Lower Hamlet last night. I listen, this wonderful sound brings me back to my true home. So there is an active training happening when we are listening to the bell. We are training ourselves to be free from our thinking. For those of us who might suffer from an overactive mind, I'm one of them. Hello. Hello, friends. If we have an overactive mind, it's such an important survival skill to be able to learn how to let go of our overactive mind, not take it too seriously, not be a victim of it, and choose to come back to the felt experience of our body. And that is our training every time we hear the sound of the bell. And in Plum Village, the first action is the body through the breathing, because the breath is really connecting us to the whole trunk of the body. And we can choose to follow our breathing at our nostrils, especially if we're sleepy. We may think the breathing is one thing, and we've probably said the word breathing 200 times since you arrived already. But the breathing is not one thing. It's a symphony of actions happening in the body. And we can visit many parts of our breathing. As we breathe in, we can maybe encounter it first at our nostrils, the cool air, the still cool air this morning. Enjoy it while it lasts. The still cool air coming into our nostrils. And then the slightly warmer air flowing out of our nostrils. So in this case, our awareness is kind of really at the tip of our nose. And maybe naturally with that, we have a little awareness of our facial muscles, the muscles around our mouth, maybe even our throat as we breathe in and out. And maybe with this next in-breath and out-breath, we could visit our lungs. Feel our whole chest expanding to receive the air coming in. And naturally contracting as the air flows out. We can even bring our awareness a bit lower to our diaphragm and see how our kind of tummy area is participating in the breathing. Maybe the tummy, if we give it permission, can expand on the in-breath and naturally relax on the out-breath. I've been coming to Plum Village since I was 21, and I've been a monastic here for 16 years, and I feel I'm still discovering the landscape of my breathing. It's a whole world for us to encounter. And this week here together is an opportunity to train in our understanding of our breathing. And it is so important also to realize that our breathing has a lot of data, a lot of information to tell us. Whether it is long or short, whether it is jagged or smooth, whether it is regular or irregular, that is depending on a lot of things going on in our body, our feelings and our experiences. We've got our vagus nerve here, which is having a whole load of stories going on, whether we're excited or angry or sad. And that's going to affect our lungs' experience and smoothness. If there's tension in our vagus nerve, we'll feel, wow, my breath is short and tight today. If our breathing's irregular, it could be because our heart is having a party. If we're feeling that our breath is shallow, maybe there's some emotion kind of in our tummy that is really there, and our breathing doesn't want to go deeper because there's some tension there to release. So our breath is so much more than, quote unquote, the breath. It is a gateway to understanding our body and mind, our feelings and what is going on. And by allowing ourselves to become intimately familiar with our breath, we have a chance to become intimately familiar with what is going on inside, and that is where the freedom comes. We have a chance to take care of what our body is expressing, and we have a chance to kind of feel all the dimensions of any present moment. So our breathing and our awareness and consciousness of our breathing is what is bringing us into the present moment. In Plum Village, we speak about present-centered healing, which is very interesting. It's a phrase our teacher kind of coined, present-centered healing. And what it means is that we don't need to go back into the past and think a lot or talk a lot about the past in order to experience healing. We don't need to plan or solve certain things for the future. The phrase present-centered healing is a recognition, an awareness that only the present moment is real. This is where everything is happening. Are we spending enough time there? Or is like most of our thoughts about like everything leading up to this moment, we can spend a lot of time there. And for the young generation, we are very concerned about the future, so we spend a lot of time planning and worrying for the future. So like the space available for the present moment may be like so narrow, and we kind of dismiss it. We think it's only this, but actually this is it. It is only this. So with our breathing, with our stopping with the bell, it's like we're opening the curtain of the present moment. We're kind of, unusual language, piercing the veil of the present moment. We're giving it a lot more space. And this is important because we live in an overstimulated world. Think how many hours of screen time we have a week. Think how many hours of true silence we have a week. I imagine the first one is somewhere way up here, and then the other one is somewhere way down here. I remember coming to Plum Village, and it was the first time I had a shower without music. I was like, what am I meant to do in the shower if I'm not like singing along? So like, I think there are so many moments here in Plum Village where we strip away, we move all of those distractions, we remove them, and we allow the present moment to be just as it is. Showering is simply showering. It's an encounter with our body, which is the body of our ancestors, the body of millions of years of evolution, a miraculous body. We're happy to be alive. We have legs to walk, eyes to see, ears to hear, and we kind of enjoy our time in the shower. And that goes for so many different moments. We allow the present moment to take up all of the space when we're simply walking from our tent to the meditation hall, when we're eating our breakfast as the sun is rising. we sink into the simplicity of the present moment. And whenever we become aware of our mind, because our mind has its speed and it's spinning, so it's very natural that there's going to be a lot of mental activity, especially when we arrive here. It might even feel like, I swear I have more thinking going on in Plum Village than before. But it may be that you have a chance to hear it now, and that maybe so much was going on before we couldn't even hear all of that noise. So as we're being in this environment, being together, sitting in the hall, walking around the hamlet, every time we hear our thinking, we also practice non-violence to our thinking. So part of the training is to develop an inner kindness. My thinking. I see you. I smile to you. Let's listen to the birds together. We have one sister that says, if you're hearing the bird song, you know you're in the present moment. You definitely know you're in the present moment. If we're hearing the sound of the breeze in the trees, we know we're in the present moment. The sound of the bell, the laughter, maybe the crunch of the leaves under our feet as we walk, we know we're in the present moment. And we sort of leave our thinking there. We let it be a kind of like radio waves. And we come back to our feeling body. And this is what we call the energy of mindfulness, that awareness of our breathing, that awareness of our body and the whole thing that's going on with our breathing, our awareness of the sounds, the sights, the smells and tastes around the meals. In the present moment, all of those feelings and awareness of those sense impressions, that is us arriving and generating the energy of mindfulness. So actually, I'm going to ask a question. How many of you have studied some kind, or sort of trained in, or had a workshop in some kind of secular mindfulness? Kind of like, so a participatory workshop in some kind of secular mindfulness, if you can raise your hands. Okay, very good. And how many of you use a mindfulness app that is not the Plum Village app, like there's Headspace or Calm or some? Okay, maybe a third of you, okay, or a half. Okay, very interesting. So sometimes we find that we need to redefine for you the kind of mindfulness that we practice here. We can call it a deep mindfulness. I think in the West, when folks have taken practices of mindfulness and then developed them for like a clinical setting, in order to do that, they have to remove certain elements of the practice, and it becomes, we could call it an extracted, diluted, or even instrumentalized kind of mindfulness. And we have some contact with someone called John Kabat-Zinn, who was a pioneer of developing a kind of clinically measurable kind of mindfulness. And we were with him last year in America, and he did apologize. He said, "I'm so sorry, I took too much out." I was like, "You have no idea." But it was a good connection, and he said, "Oh, if I had my time again, I'd go the full way and become monastic like you guys." He said, "I had too much fear. I thought the world couldn't accept the whole mindfulness and deep mindfulness, the kind of mystery of life, awakening mindfulness." Yeah. And so for us, the mindfulness, we define it not simply as like a faculty of awareness, but it's an energy that we generate with our whole body and mind. When we're listening to the bell, when every cell of our body is listening to the bell, we are aware of the sound and we're aware of our breathing, we are generating the energy of mindfulness. When we are aware of our steps, When we are aware of our food, we're generating the energy of mindfulness. So it's not a skill or a tool or a method. It's an energy. It's we could say it's a seed of potential in us, and we are cultivating that seed every time we come back to the present moment, every time we know that we are breathing, every time we are opening our curiosity to the wonders of the present moment through what we can see, hear, and feel. So as we listen to a sound of the bell, we can invite every cell of our body to listen to this sound of the bell. And we can know that the birds in the trees just outside the meditation hall, they are listening to the sound of the bell with us. The insects are also listening, and maybe even the trees are also listening with us. Thank you so much. I will pass to Brother Treasure, Brother Bao Tang, to continue.
So thank you, Sister, through dedication. Wow, it is so complete. um, so maybe I just do conclusion. Okay. I continue. So, dear friends, I'm just so happy sitting in front of so many inspiring young people. This reminds me the Buddha, because he started his career, I think it's about your age, in his 20s. And we have learned in history there are many of great people, they all start from their young age. So the spirituality is not belong to the old people, but it is pretty much energized in the young age, because this is the time when we have the most productivity, we have the most energy, we have the most creativity, and also rebellions. Yeah. So I think this is something that we need to make good use of this energy to move on our society, our humanity, as a person and as collective. As has Sister True Dedication has shared about Plum Village practice of not just like an application or just a course or just a training, but it's also a path for us to really look into ourselves. All the breathing, the bell, and etc. is the way to help us to come back to ourselves, to have access inside of ourselves. And when we have the access inside, we also have access outside. And this is something that we want to retrain. And as we come here in this week, we have 3 Hamlet all together, monastic and practitioner volunteers. We have about 700 plus people. And this is very good news. It can be very intimidating also. Yeah. So we need to kind of embrace that feeling. So we all come with all different baggage. Some of us come with a full shining heart. Yeah? And some of us come with a cracked heart. And some of us come with a half broken heart. And some of us come with a completely destroyed heart. And this week is the chance that we give ourselves to reconstruct our heart. Whether that heart broken because of what is happening in the world, what it is happening in our life, in our family, or in our relationship. But this week is a time for us to go inside and look into what we need to reconstruct and where we need to rebuild in ourselves. Because as Sister Trudy also say that we have the agency to do something while we are able to stay in the present moment. And our mindfulness energy is to help us to be in the present moment, to recognize what is happening in the here and now, in the body, inside of our mind, and also around us. And in order to do that, we have to know why we need to do that. Otherwise, we just like follow a kind of a theory that we need to stay in the present moment, but we don't know why we need to stay in the present moment. It is because we have this mode in our mind called autopilot, which is something that you memorize and you can just perform it without even need to think about it. Like walking, you may feel like, I need to walk from here to dining hall. And then as soon as you put your shoes, you even don't think about you walking anymore. And your body can walk for you. And you arrive in the dining hall. And then meanwhile, on the way to go there, you can think of thousands of stuff. This is what happened to all of us, including the monastic. And that is why we continue to practice. It is because we want to save our energy. We don't want to engage with something that we know. Yeah. So the practice of the mindfulness that we are training ourselves is to interrupt that habit, interrupt that autopilot, so that we can be awake as many times as possible, so that we reduce the numbers of the autopilot moment. Yeah. So when we walk, we want to interrupt that habit of walking and does not know that we are walking into, I enjoy my step. I eat, I also interrupt that my chewing, my eating food, what I put in my mouth, I make it more aware so that it is not too automatic. Yeah. And when I drink my tea, it's also the same. I'm not drinking my tea without pay attention to the taste, without paying attention to what I'm drinking. Sometimes we feel like the content of the conversation is more important than the tea. The tea is just the sub things that you want to add on the top of your conversation. So in fact, the tea itself is an enjoyment, and the conversation itself is an enjoyment. It's two enjoyment that we can enjoy in the present moment. Like our sister share about the taking shower. Listening to the music is one enjoyment, and taking shower is another enjoyment. But if you do it together, then you miss one of them. So it's nice to do one thing at a time so that we can enjoy. We don't miss out. We don't miss out the nice thing. The same like when we walk around the Hamlet. It's so beautiful, Lower Hamlet. And but if we plug something in our ear, with something is sounding inside, we don't even can get in touch with the sound of the leaf. We cannot get in touch with the sound of the birds. So we will miss out when we merge several things together. So in Plum Village, we also try to avoid walking with a headphone or something like that. So because we want to really fully merge with our environment and enjoy what is there. First of all, ourselves, and then after that, around us. Because mindfulness is not about I myself and I cut off everything. It's not like that. We become aware of ourselves and also surrounding us, because there are so many wonders of life around us. I would like to share a little bit about sitting meditation. Who practice sitting meditation regularly in your daily life? Wow, it looks like a big culture. It's a good news. It's a good news that we have time to sit silently. So I just want to share a few points on sitting meditation, because there are quite a number of friends always come to me or ask in many times we ask this question on how to sit and how to do this and how to do that. And for me, when we want to practice sitting meditation, we need to be uh, aware that we are going to sit, and that is good enough. Yeah, sit when you know that you are sitting is good enough. So let us start from there. Yeah, because one time I heard from Thai's teachings. One time he said that all sitting are good sitting, and that is very triggering for me, because at that time I didn't have that experience. I feel like every sitting I feel very exhausted, because I have to deal with my thinking, I have to deal with my sleepiness, I have to deal with my pain. So after 30 minutes of sitting, I never feel like, I don't feel this is a good sitting. Why Thai say all sitting is a good sitting? And it takes me 1 month to realize that sentence, that actually, yes, every sitting is a good sitting. Um, so let's say you you take your meditation posture now. You can find a posture. And you come back to your in breath and out breath. Who is aware that you are sitting? You can raise your hand. That you know that you are sitting right now. So for me, that is good enough. That we call sitting meditation. So we don't need to have this kind of advanced way of sitting. So we can start from there. I know that I'm sitting. I know that I'm not walking. I know that I'm not standing, right? But I'm sitting. Whatever posture you want to take, to use, and then we start from there. So that is the very minimum of awareness of my posture, that I'm sitting in the present moment. Whether you are sleepy, whether you are painful the whole body, whether you have thousands of thoughts, but you know you are sitting, right? So that's what we call mindfulness on the posture. There's a sentence called, when practitioner is sitting down, he knows that he is sitting down. When the practitioner is standing, she knows that she's standing. So this is the practice of aware of your posture, and that is why all the sitting should be a good sitting. And then after that, you can do all different kind of exercises. The exercises of relaxing the body, the practice of enjoying the in breath and out breath, following the in breath and out breath. Many ways of for us to exercise. There is one exercise about um, um, of following our in breath and out breath. And this is very interesting, because you build relationship with your thinking, because sometimes our thought does not want us to stay with what object, because it's too boring. Yeah, because we want something very uh, adrenaline drive. If it is not, then our mind start to be sleepy. So we follow our breath. It's like I use this fan. So this is my attention, and this is the length of my breath. And I follow this. So my mind will stick at the beginning of my breath. And I just watch this, how far it can stick with the breath. And sometimes it go out. Yeah. And this is something like you just watch, you don't need to judge yourself, it is right breathing or wrong breathing. Yeah. And go up, and you just bring it down again. And go up, just bring it down again. So this is, for me, is a very good exercise to build my relationship with my breathing. Yeah. And I say, as I said, that our mindfulness is also to interrupt all our habit. So in Plum Village, you may see there are so many bowing, so many gesture that you feel you never do that before. Yeah, touching of the earth. What is that? Yeah, they are all just all the movement that you never do in your life. Yeah, once we never do something, it becomes a new thing. You cannot do it by autopilot. You have to do it with consciousness. Yeah. And so that's all we can use to just help our mind to be awakened somehow. Like brushing teeth. If you are right-handed, you brush your teeth with your right hand. Maybe today you can try with your left hand. It's very unusual. It's very uncomfortable because you cannot be autopilot. And that is what we want to train, to interrupt our habit. And when we enter to this hall, you may see that our monastic siblings will do something very different. They will stop in front of the door, join their palm, bow, and then walk mindfully. And then when they arrive at the cushion, they will not sit down. They will sit standing and bow and then sit down. And that itself is already a 2 or 3 interruption before you can sit down. Otherwise, we have this automatic just go in and then find a cushion and sit down. And then we think that is the time I start my meditation. So our meditation is every moment, is a present-centered healing. That healing is the healing at least from the autopilot. Yeah, and walking is also the same. We may walk since we were kids, but to enjoy the walking is a different thing. We need to have some training. We need to reduce a great deal of habit of walking to arrive in a way of walking that we can enjoy every step. In Plum Village, we have a gata. When you do walking, you may also experience a lot of thinking. Yeah, because our body does not like to do something that is not used to, and then it will run away in all different ways, especially with the thinking is the easiest one. Yeah. So when we walk in this week, even not in the schedule of walking meditation, we can do some interruption work, which is walk a little bit slower than normally you walk outside. Because this week you are having holiday for 1 week, and you want to be someone who is free this week. So we want to walk in a way that every step you can enjoy the arriving, stepping, kissing the earth. A step that has a different quality. We can walk in rushing, and that is very unpleasant. I don't know if anyone like it, but I don't like it. especially when you're late for something. You have to really run. Yeah. I don't say that we are not allowed to run. We need to run when we are late, so that you can be on time. Yeah. But don't run every single moment, because you are not late every moment. Sometimes we are on time. So when we are on time, be an on time person, which is enjoying your step. Yeah. And in Plum Village, we have 15 minutes of space for us to walk, to change our habit of walking to activity. So make good use on that 15 minutes. 15 minutes is a lot, but also short at the same time. So I invite everyone to, when you hear the sound of activity bell, let go whatever you are doing and go to the directly to the activity that is happening after the bell. So that is something also you can practice letting go, so that you can be free. Walking freely as a free person every step. So this is a training of, in Plum Village we also have something called free will. Free will is possible thanks to mindfulness, concentration, and insight. This is the 3 things that we will practice this week. By having awareness in the present moment, you can adjusting, you can let go the things that is not nourishing anymore, and you can build something that is nourishing. Why not this week we walk in a way that we enjoy our step, so that we are nourished by this pleasant feeling in every step. And we practice every step you touch peace, every step you touch the silence of the earth. We have a deep connection with the nature. Yeah. As this retreat, our theme is peace in action. Is that correct, sister? Peace begins here, not tomorrow, not after the agreement is signed. Yeah. So we touch peace in the here and now. And through the mindfulness practice, we are able to restore our hectic life, our uncertainty, by coming back to the present and engage with what is happening in the present moment. And to do it collectively, something wonderful. Because in Plum Village, our practice is not about being alone. As you see, what is the size of the retreat? So we make good use of this collectivity. Every place that we go has a certain kind of consciousness in the air. And somehow, if we are there, we are kind of consuming that energy. Like if you go to a train station, you know what is the collective energy over there. And if you are there for 1 hour, you are kind of consuming that consciousness. You are merging with that. And in this week, in this hamlet, or when we cross hamlet, what we want is to everyone produce a different kind of energy, so that we have a certain very particular energy in the air that everyone can be nourished, because we will all consume that energy too. And in Plum Village, what we have is the energy of peace, the energy of serenity, the energy of mindfulness, awakening of oneself and around us. And that is something that we want to nourish ourselves this week. I think before this talk become very boring, we may sing again. Is that okay? So I would like to invite my brothers to come up to sing again. So this is also a cover of a walking meditation Gata. Yeah. Maybe we can sing together one part so that we feel we can sing together. Maybe we can practice a little bit. So we can sing like this. Print on earth your love. Print, yeah, print your love on earth. Is this correct? Print on a print on earth your love. Yes, because we want to walk in a way that every step has love, not hurriness. Okay. Print on earth your love. 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 Together. Print on earth your love. 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 One more time. Print on earth your love. 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 Okay, so this is one part. So together you can do another version. Maybe some part, maybe that area. We will sing in a different way. We will sing like this. Print on earth your love. 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 Okay, let's do it. Print on earth your love. Print on earth your love. Okay. 3. Maybe Brother Nghiem can sing together with this, and me and this group will sing another group. Okay. 3, 2, 1. Print on earth your love. 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 Okay, wonderful. The mind can go in 1,000 directions, but on this lovely path I walk in peace. With each step a gentle breeze blows. With each step a flower blooms. A flower blooms. Walk, touch ease. Walk, touch happiness. Kiss the earth with your feet. Print on earth your love. 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 The mind can go in 1,000 directions, but on this lovely path I walk in peace. With each step a gentle breeze blows. With each step a flower blooms. A flower blooms. Walk, touch peace. Walk, touch happiness. Kiss the earth with your feet. Print on earth your, print on earth your love. 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 Print on 1,000 directions, but on this lovely path I walk in peace. Thank you. Thank you for singing together. So this is Brother Nhat Nguyen and this is Brother Tien Yi. So this is the gatha of the walking meditation. Sometimes people also ask how to do walking meditation correctly. That is the line of the song. When you practice it, it becomes correct. So the mind can go in 1,000 directions, but I walk on this lovely path with peace. So it means even you have a lot of thinking, no problem. You just walk in peace. Especially with the Sangha, you can just continue to walk in peace. And if you see like, oh, I don't have enough concentration, ask help from the breeze. So as you walk, you feel the breeze, and now you know that you are in the present moment. Yeah. Or if you cannot use the breeze, it's so difficult because it's too hot today. Maybe we can use the step. We walk in a way that every step can bloom a flower. So that step must be very, very gentle, very, very lovely. And then we walk and touch peace, walk, touch happiness. And as we feel the pleasant feeling, the peace inside, we also touch love. And that is something that we want to print on earth in every step as a community. As I shared just now, that we all come with different kinds of heart. So we can lean on each other because not everyone come with a broken heart. Yeah? Some of you come with a very bright heart, and that is something that we can take refuge in. We lean on each other, and that is how we practice in a community. In a community, we have people who are so fresh, and this is something that we can focus on, that we can nourish by their presence. And if we are someone who is not very well today, don't feel complex. Because your friends are there for you, and we can lean on their freshness and their stability. And once we are when we restore our peace and our heart, and that is something we can offer also to the others. I think I would like to invite Sister Trudy to continue more.
Thank you so much, dear brother. As you were sharing about walking, I was thinking that with that ease and with that love, like joy naturally happens. Joy naturally happens when we can relax, when we can be mindful and concentrated, generate that energy together. So one thing I want to add, and I think it comes beautifully out in this song, that we can allow ourselves to enjoy our walking, our steps, the wonders of life that are here, the miracle it is to be alive ourselves, and to kind of give ourselves permission to touch joy this week. And I think for many of us in our daily life, there may be so much pressure, so many challenges, so many things to solve, or ways that we would like to change the world and make things different, that we maybe have denied ourselves conditions to touch joy. And in the Buddhist tradition, actually, we consider joy a factor of awakening, like it is an ingredient. If we're not enjoying our practice, maybe we're not quite on the right path to freedom. But also, when we want to heal, transform, and awaken to ways to address suffering, we need that joy to be there. So the two go together. In Plum Village, on the one hand, we're cultivating our joy and happiness, and on the other, that gives us a lot of energy, a lot of space to be able also to be with the pain in us, in our loved ones, and in the world. So the joy and the happiness is not a kind of spiritual bypassing. it as it is an intentional choice to say, actually, this moment does have conditions of joy in it. Actually, I will give myself permission to touch the seed of joy in me that I haven't been giving a chance lately. And my pain, my suffering, come and enjoy this song with me. Come and enjoy this laughter with me. Come and enjoy the cool of the forest with me. So there's space for both the pain and the joy and the happiness and peace. There's a kind of balance going on. And I want to say something a little bit also about maybe the energy of resistance that may come up, and maybe some sense sometimes of frustration. What is that thing? I think you call it a litmus test, or in science. You know, you dip the piece of paper and you can see how acidic something is. The meditation we began our session with today, and the first song about touching our flower freshness, touching our solidity, our calm, and our spaciousness. This is a litmus test. Where am I at with my inner freshness? How am I feeling fresh? And frankly, probably, and especially in the heat, but also maybe just on the first day of a retreat, I am absolutely not feeling fresh. And that is very helpful information, like Brother Bao Tang was saying. Everything is okay. I have some resistance to saying the words or believing the words that I feel fresh in this moment. So then, this is where the training is. This is where the cultivation is. Is there any cell of my body that feels fresh? Is there any part of me that feels fresh right now? And this is a very good kind of challenge for ourselves. Like, actually, I do feel refreshed to be surrounded by nature rather than the city. Maybe that is the one piece of freshness you can have. I do feel fresh to not have so much stimulation right now, to not be overwhelmed, overstimulated. I do feel fresh with this out-breath when I can release the tension in my shoulder. So freshness is a training, it is a relationship to ourselves, and it's a practice to explore and go deeply. Feeling solid. I am not feeling solid. My anxiety is sky high right now. Everything in my life is uncertain. I don't feel solid about anything. Are you sure in this moment the solidity of the earth's gravity holding us? That is a quality of solidity available immediately. Can I just key into that? Even my mind is racing. Even my heart is thumping. Even my tummy feels twisted. My body's contact with the earth is my point of solidity in this moment. So there's an exploration there. Don't take the practices at face value. Don't repeat them like on autopilot. Ask ourselves, for every practice we offer, is it true? Can I find my solidity? Can I find the part of me that feels calm? Can I find the part of me that feels spacious? So there's a training happening in every activity. And as part of that training, I'll share a couple of practical methods. So we've shared a little bit about the breathing. And as we're walking, we can, for example, as well as the awareness of the breeze and the very important contact between our feet and the ground, we can create a gentleness to our steps. And then introducing awareness of our breath coming in and out as we're walking, and harmonizing our breathing and our steps is a very restful place to dwell while we walk. It's very beautiful. Sometimes we just say the word in for 3 steps, out, out for 4 steps. Or we can say, what words shall we give? Yeah, or peace, yeah. Peace, 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 love, love, love. So maybe with 3 steps, we're touching, where is my place of peace right now? I want to bring peace to I come in peace. I want to offer peace. Peace can also be a wish, a hope. So as we breathe in, and we're on the walking meditation, we can touch peace, peace, peace. And out might be 4 steps with the out breath. And that is printing on the earth. Love, 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 love. So our practice is something to experiment with. We could also have the words Mother Earth, Mother Earth, Mother Earth as we breathe in and we are walking. I am here. I am here. I am here. As we breathe out, we give ourselves permission to step into the wonder of this moment. And the same is true when, for example, we're eating. So this morning we had a wonderful silent breakfast together. And there are some very simple tricks, I guess we could say, to help us generate the energy of mindfulness while we're eating. So one is to chew more. It's a very simple one. Sometimes, and I think in my life, certainly before I came to the monastery, I didn't make enough time to eat. And so often I was rushing even while eating. And so to really, open up that present moment, give it the space it needs, to have a breakfast where you are not rushed and you're not late and you don't have to go somewhere it's a delicious thing in itself. So maybe we might want to chew like 20 times or 30 times before we swallow. And what that means is that for those of us who are beginning this training, you might have to actually count the first time so you can see what 20 times feels like. And as Brother Bao Tang was sharing, we are interrupting our autopilot. Our autopilot wants maybe to swallow already after 7 or 10 chews. And we're saying, no, I'm going to be with this food. I'm going to be with this amazing bread, this amazing piece of fruit, this plum jam from the plum orchard here. This is a wonder of life. To have enough food is an amazing thing. There are so many humans, so many species who don't have enough food. To be able to savor it, to feel grateful for it, and even to kind of give rise to an intention. I promise to make good use of these calories. I promise to use this energy in my life to do good in the world. I will transform this food into good things, listening to other people, listening to myself. The energy that we will be using in this retreat, that food is going to transform into the energy of mindfulness, concentration, healing, and insight. So, and when we eat the food also, we don't think the bread is only bread, or the oatmeal, the porridge is only oatmeal or porridge. We realize the interbeing nature, that everything is there in the porridge. We have the sun. This is, I guess, last year's grain. We have last year's sunshine in our porridge, last year's rain. We have hundreds of generations of farmers choosing which seeds to grow. They are our ancestors, our great grandparents chose these seeds. That will be sweeter for my children. And over the years, we've cultivated these grains to be so soft. And that is an act of love and labor over many thousands of years. So we're also kind of eating time in the rice, in the oatmeal. So the act of eating can be very deep engagement. And when we become fascinated enough by the food and by the feeling of the food in our mouth, then we've kind of changed the channel of our thinking. We've brought it into the present moment, a very deep encounter with our breakfast. And we can do the same for lunch and encounter the carrot or the tomato in a really deep way. Where has it come from? And what will this energy become in me? There is, in a retreat like this, a journey that we are going on to listen to ourselves, to listen to our feelings, to listen to our body. And all the practices that we are sharing are a chance to cultivate a kind way, a compassionate way of being with ourselves while we walk around the hamlet. If we feel a kind of inner frustration or inner pressure, that will express itself in our steps. So the act of printing on the earth a gentle step is immediately also an act of gentle training and healing for how we are with ourselves and our body. Can I walk with compassion for myself? As we eat, can we eat with compassion for ourselves? Another way to think of the food is Mother Earth giving us a very big hug. Mother Earth gifting ourselves her body. She is loving us in every grain, every fruit, every vegetable. This is, also an act of labor, of love of the earth to offer these things. Many of us might have the habit of eating alone, and I certainly did in my life before coming to the monastery. And then after learning the practice of mindful eating here, I discovered that I can never be alone while eating because literally the whole cosmos is there in my plate. It is, and Mother Earth is there nurturing me, supporting me, nourishing me with my plate of food. So we are opening our mind to see things in a fresh way and to let the love in, to let the love of the food nourish us, to let the wonders of nature nourish us, to give ourselves that gift of openness. And that will allow us to feel safe, also to listen to what is coming up inside. There's a part of our training here in the monastery which is the use of poems. And so some of you might have noticed all these little poems in the bathrooms or near a light switch or near the compost. And this is part of the path of training of our kind of deep mindfulness, that we take an action and we combine it with a poem. So Brother Bao Tang was sharing about how we brush our teeth. In Plum Village, actually, the bathrooms, we also consider a meditation hall because one of our ancestors in our Buddhist lineage became awakened, I believe, on the toilet. So anything can happen, folks. Make it count. So when we're in the bathroom, I remember, actually, I can't remember if it was last summer or last wake-up retreat. There was some point in the summer last year, there was an amazing conversation happening between 3 women while they were showering. I was like, oh, this is spectacular. We're like, no one can see anyone. The entire community is listening to this conversation. But normally, we want to have a silent atmosphere in the bathroom to create those conditions for possible awakening to happen, whether in the toilet stall or the shower stall or while brushing our teeth. And so while brushing our teeth, you can enjoy the poem, brushing my teeth and rinsing my mouth, I vow to speak purely and lovingly. When my mouth is fragrant with right speech, a flower blooms in the garden of my heart. These are kind of like deep, I want to say, apps. It's kind of like a download that will then that acts on our consciousness. That's a beautiful one. There's another beautiful one for when we wash our hands. But there's one particular poem that I would love to invite us all to practice. You can also choose your own one, but one that may be really wonderful this week is on water, because We will have so many moments when we're drinking water, when we are feeling the coolness of water, and when in this heat we can like naturally savor water. And so the poem for kind of drinking a glass of water is this. Water comes from high mountain sources. See those mountains? Water runs deep in the earth. Miraculously, water comes to us and sustains all life. My gratitude is filled to the brim. And so this is a poem that we would normally read the first line in one breath, second line and then an out breath, third line in breath, fourth line out breath. And so one invitation is you can memorize this poem. I hope that it is there next to the water tap in the dining hall of the filtered water, so that every moment we drink water this week can be a moment of mindfulness, to touch that the gratitude of what water is, the miracle of the journey that this H2O has gone on, and the kind of wonder of life and to be alive. So it's as though in this retreat we're creating moments of mindfulness, concentration, and embodiment throughout the day. We're developing a kind of continuous mindfulness. And so when we're standing in line, as Brother Bao Tang shared, that is a moment to know, I am standing. My body is standing. I think there's a posture in yoga called mountain pose. So those of you who are yogis, you can enjoy establishing your mountain pose while waiting in line, either for washing your dishes or serving your food, and not to feel that any present moment is a waiting moment. Every moment is life. Life is happening, and we can enjoy it fully. So I think that is most of what we would like to share. I would like to share. Brother Bao Tang has some more he would like to share.
So thank you, dear friends. This is just a few small things that, as today is the very first talk and also only this Hamlet. So this is a kind of like a soil preparation for us to go together in a journey of the retreat this week. And every day we will receive a Dharma rain to water the soil that we prepared today. And hopefully that you plant so much good seed inside of it so that it grows during the week. And so we really need to want to value the importance of being present for ourselves and for this week, that we want to give a gift. The best gift that we can give is to be present for ourselves and have a silent moment, enjoyment moment with the Sangha. And there's one thing that I think we also want to address is our gadget. You want to have a 1 week rest, maybe you can rest your gadget too. This is an invitation. Yeah, the phone, especially the screen time, how we can reduce it as much as we can. If possible, you completely free. We call it, how you call it? Digital detox. Yeah. So you practice digital detox this week, if you have enough courage. And so broke up with your friend, with your good friend, the screen, yeah. So you have the right to broke up with that, okay? And so that you have a good condition to really give yourself a chance to make friends, to have an authentic present wherever you go. And Plum Village, many people say, oh, Plum Village practice is so easy because, the other places we have to do sitting for 10 hours a day. I said, that is not true. Plum Village is like every single moment you are squeezed with hundreds of people constantly. You need really a good presence energy to preserve yourself, to really measure yourself, to be present, and to relax yourself as much as you can, because we have this morning activity until evening, very long activity, and we want to be fresh in every session. And I always tell people that my practice is to start smiling in the morning and then smiling at the end of the day. Yeah, and so that we can keep our concentration, our socialize energy. We measure the level. We measure the level because we built this retreat together. We can regulate that energy. Whether it is too high for us, we can reduce it. If we have too much socializing, we can reduce it too. And the other energy that I would like to invite everyone to measure. This is very funny. It's not very funny, but funny at the same time. The flirting energy. We are very aware that this is the young people retreat, and we don't say that flirting is not allowed, because it's very something natural also. I think everyone knows, and we also help each other to measure that level of flirting energy. And if once you feel it's too high, maybe you can reduce it too, so that everyone has peace and we can really use a good use of this week to build the journey together and have some good connection and friendship. And every single picnic lunch, please don't feel like you have to retreat yourself or something. If you want to retreat yourself, you can do that. But it's also so nice to kind of spend time together. And if you cannot find anyone to sit with, you just join in one of the group. Don't think too much. And sometimes I feel like we want to eat and we go around and around. It takes too much energy. Okay. So if you see someone is walking around and get confused, just wave your hand and invite them to come and eat with you, so that we feel welcome. Because not everyone have that self-confidence. Just go and sit. Huh? So please see around, look around, and support each other. That's all I have, and maybe we end with a song. Yeah. Okay. So this song is about peace, how we cultivate peace, because this week we want to touch that as much as we can. This is also a summarize of the talk of today, how to touch peace with all our basic fundamental practice of Plum Village. So Thai invite us to observe three mental formation. One is despair, and the second one is fear, and the third one is anxiety. And these three things is not something that we need to be afraid of, but we can take care with our presence, with our practice. Yeah. When despair steals your hope and you don't know what to do, find a quiet place, sit solidly under a tree. When you breathe in, you know that you breathe in. When you breathe out, you know that you breathe out. You will be peaceful, I will be peaceful, we will be peaceful. You will be peaceful, I will be peaceful, we will be peaceful. When fear fills your heart cup of tea, sit silently, drink the cloud and be free. You will be peaceful, I will be peaceful, we will be peaceful. I will be peaceful, we will be peaceful, we will be peaceful. When anxiety takes your freedom and you don't know what to do, go to the forest, kiss the earth with every step, and you feel solid and free. You will be peaceful, I will be peaceful, we will be peaceful. Together. You will be peaceful, I will be peaceful, we will be peaceful. Again. You will be peaceful, I will be peaceful, we will be peaceful. One more time. I will be peaceful, I will be peaceful, we will be peaceful. One more time. You will be peaceful, I will be peaceful, we will be peaceful. When despair steals your home, when fear fills your heart, when anxiety takes your freedom,